Hey everybody, it's Moonhorse again. Coming in just before this video with a little bit of information. We're talking about the University of Utah healthcare program. A friend of mine is not doing well and needs you guys, if you can, to look into this program, donate if you can, help out if you can. They're looking for, donations, people who can do live kidney transplants, the whole thing. This is a very good cause, and it's very, very important. So if you guys have anything you can do to help, or any way that you can help at all, please do. It would mean a lot to me. It would mean a lot to everybody. It's not just me. It's about everybody. Everybody's in this together, so we should all put together to actually do something. Like, if you're interested, or you have any way that you can possibly get in touch with this, or if you're in the area and you can do something to help out, you can contact them at uofulivingdonor.org. Or you can contact them at the phone number 801-587-8816. If you're interested in helping my friend specifically, when you get through to somebody or you're talking to somebody, ask for Corinne C. Powell. That's who needs the help right now. It's this person who asked me to kind of help out, not just for her, but for everybody. So if you want to help out, you want to contribute to a good cause, you want to do something good, really help these people out. They could use it. Alright, so now on with the show. Okay, it's been a little bit since I recorded one of these random podcast things. So, let me quickly, or not so quickly, go over what the hell has happened in the past couple of weeks. First, let's start on the technical side of things. All of my computers exploded, but not at the same time. So I kind of had backups of everything, and I have decided at this point, since a couple weeks ago, I told you guys, well, it might have been a month ago or so now, about the debacle of losing my desktop, which had access to all of my Moonhorse files. I've decided to start making a backup on a portable sub-drive, so in the case the desktop goes out, I can upload from the laptop. Can't really edit much from there, but at least I can upload what I already have, which goes from, oh my god, everything's broken, if I don't fix it by tomorrow morning, I'm going to miss a deadline and I'm fucked, to everything's broken, but I have about a month, or, 2 or 3 weeks, or whatever. I'm actually trying to build up. I usually record a bunch of stuff in advance. I think I've said this before, like a lot of the 50 Shades stuff, which I need to get back to. A lot of the 50 Shades chapters are recorded in one night, so like 7 or 8 of them will be done a night. However, they'll only be distributed once every day or every other day, or however the fuck schedule goes, whatever. There isn't really much of a schedule. So I had to move all those. 1, because I didn't want that shit to happen again. And 2, because I was preparing to go on a trip that I would be gone for a few days, but I wasn't going to miss a deadline, and I didn't. So I moved everything to a sub drive. I actually need to reset that folder because it has a bunch of videos I already uploaded. So that needs to be reset so that they're in the same, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? So they're equal, I guess? That's not really, it doesn't feel right. More or less so they match. So, just try to keep shit in order. However, I did a bunch of stuff while I was out. So let's feed into the first trip, because there were multiple trips. 2, to be exact. 2's multiple. Anyhow. So I went to Thibodeau. I've always been talking about how I was going to go to Thibodeau. Oh, I'm going to Thibodeau. Moonhorse going to Thibodeau. I'm going to do a thing, going to Thibodeau, blah, blah, blah. Well, I did it. Sango and I went to Thibodeau to see Bubs, and before I upload a bunch of stuff, I actually need to go ahead and explain a few things about that trip, but I'll do it when I get to it. So, much like I said, we went on our trip, and it was a really great trip, honestly. The place we stayed at was actually pretty nice. It was not very expensive at all. But we got a really good deal. And honestly, lucked out now that I know not to look for... I mean, it's not like I could afford the most expensive hotels, but then I I learned that this place was actually really good because, and this I kind of touched on, yes, we made videos and stuff while we were there. Um, I kind of touched on this while I was there. It's like because this place was not as popular as places like the Days Inn or the Hyatt, there was like maybe 4 other people checked in aside from us, but they also had like a big ass swimming pool and nobody was ever in it. So we got to spend like one whole afternoon in a swimming pool. We could have spent that afternoon recording, but I haven't been in a pool in like 10 years, so you know, I'm just gonna eat that one. If you guys get mad at me for that, I'm sorry, but for fuck's sake, man, I needed to go swimming. I needed something. I need my vacation to not just be a working vacation, but to have like vacation-y shit in it. But we did do some pretty good stuff. I am in the process of fixing some of the things we messed up on. So this is what happened. We made roughly the equivalent of about 5 videos. I think there's only going to be 3 or 4. So this one night, we went out to eat, and on the way back, I had brought the camcorder I have, and I didn't have anything to record audio on, but I was like, the camcorder has a microphone, it's dark, so it doesn't matter. Let's record audio on this. It'll be fine. I could just blank the video when I edit it and just put something over it. So we spent a while driving around and telling neckbeard stories, and one of which I'm going to have to get to. We might be able to salvage some of it, but what happened was, for some reason, the camera on that particular recording started making this really horrible high-pitched crackling static, and I tried everything to clean it out of the video, to make it sound better, to just, I didn't give a fuck if the video quality was screwed up, just as long as we could get the audio out of it. But no, it was directly recorded just right into it. There was no way to take the crackle out. I really, really tried, but we lost that one. So that sucks. It's gone. But we do have a video. I'll go over a brief overview of some of one of these videos were made. Actually are. A lot of them are just like, we went to some places that basically we had not been, or, yeah, Bubs has been there more than I have. I haven't been to some of these places in damn near 10 years, and Sango's never been there because it's her first time to Louisiana, so we went to some places that I haven't been in forever. And I made a few videos. I will point out that some of the videos are, they're not the most stable. They're a tad shaky, and I do apologize for that. It's because it was really, really goddamn hot out, and I was getting kind of loopy. I just, for some reason, just couldn't hold my hand completely still. I really tried, but I think it's because it was really hot, and just, it was not a good time. But the places we went were great, and we saw a bunch of neat stuff. Let's see. So we went to this mall that Bubs and I used to go to when we were kids, and it more or less has not changed. The interior decor, the stores have changed, but the interior decor of the most of the mall has not changed since like 1994. So it's weirdly half alive. Like a large portion of it is just dead, but there's still a section, I guess you could say, that's operational and then has some stores in it. And we found this really neat store I'd never heard of, and I wanted to record some of it, but the guy running the place and some of the people working there was like, no, don't do that. And I was like, okay, well, we won't. So we found this store called High Five, and it's basically just a store full of like weird candies and imported stuff, just food and drink stuff. And we decided we were going to get some stuff from there. So I tried, honestly, I probably should have recorded these, but I didn't think about it. So I tried Bubble Up for the first time, which was not bad. I would actually really like to get more of that. Now I understand. Aaron, Game Grumps, is always talking about, like, that's his favorite soda ever. Just Bubble Up's the best fucking soda ever. And I'm just like, Aaron's he's overreacting. It can't be that good. And then I tried it, and I was like, oh my god, he's absolutely right. This shit is amazing. It's like, It's like 7 Up, but stronger. Like, it has more of a citrusy flavor to it. So, I guess that's a good way to put it. It tastes fuller? I don't know. It's one of those things you have to try. Um, and then Sango recommended I try this stuff called Cheerwine for the first time. That was really good, too. I'm sorry, I got a message. So, that was actually really, really good, too. So, then the rest of the stuff, like Bubs got some stuff too, but it was, in his defense, I guess Bubs wasn't really into, like, getting to really weird stuff that we saw. So he just bought, like a Pepsi with actual sugar and like, I think a Dr. Pepper. I don't know. It was like make your own 6-pack, so we got a bunch of stuff. So, I mean, I'd had Pepsi with sugar before. It's not... Look, around here you can get, because we're close to the border, you can get, like, Coke and Pepsi that comes from Mexico, and Mexico's Board of Health has, like, a thing about, like, you can't use that much high fructose corn syrup and stuff. So it actually has, like, real cane sugar in it instead of, just corn syrup. So, yeah, I've had that before. I can get it. It's a little more expensive than, like, a regular Coke, but if I really want it, I can get it. It's not that big a deal. So, let's see. Oh, that was the other thing. I had this weird Japanese, like, soy milk soda. I saw it, and I was like, it was in a bottle. It wasn't like a milk bottle. It was like a little soda bottle, but it was plastic. And I don't know what it said. It was all in Japanese. I can't read Japanese. So I was like, fuck it, man. It looks weird. I want to give it a shot. And I did. It's not terrible. It was weird. It tasted really weird. I could imagine pouring it over cereal, though. Like, if you don't have any milk and this is all you have in the house. Yeah, I could imagine that. It's not bad. It was okay. So after, was it that trip? No, it was another trip. We decided we were going to go out and eat, and that's when we did the recording. Moonhorse went to the Golden Corral for the first time ever. But like any trip with me, it's always like an adventure. So apparently we went kind of late. I didn't know it was that late. And the whole time, Bubs and Sango were talking at this place. I've never been to one. They were just like, well, now I have, but I had never been to one. And they're like, no, you gotta go. It's got all this great stuff. It's like a big buffet, but it has everything, and it's all kinds of crazy shit. And I was like, okay, cool. So we went, and the whole time they're like, they have a chocolate fondue fountain. It's just a big-ass fountain full of chocolate. You put whatever you want in it. They don't care. Right on. We got there, and I saw the apparatus for the fondue fountain, but apparently it was near closing time, and they turned the fondue fountain off. And what did they do instead? We didn't get a chocolate fondue fountain. We got a chocolate fondue bucket. It was just a bucket, like a heated bucket with the fondue shit in it, just a big metal bucket that was in the place where the fondue's supposed to be, and it's just like, here's your fucking bucket, but get your chocolate, I don't care. Okay. And while in the restaurant, we watched someone argue with the waiters about whether or not the rolls were fresh for 45 goddamn minutes. This was just amazing. If I was able to get my camera, I'd left my camera in the car. If I had it with me, I would have recorded it. It was just like, these motherfucking rolls aren't fresh, and fuck you! And it was just like all back and forth. We thought the cops were going to show up. Eventually they were thrown out. Like, 2 guys had to, like, bring them out of the building. It was really fucking weird. Like, okay, cool. So, and that was the one we tried to tell more stories about, like, neckbeards and things like that, and it just, there was this horrible crackle, and it just didn't work. So the next day, what was it? We went to the different parks. There was a park we used to go to, and we got some video there, and then we spent, like, the afternoon in the pool or whatever. Or was that no, that was before the Golden Corral thing. My timelines are all screwed up. I'm out of it. And then the last day we did like a whole video thing of going around town. I used the dash cam a lot for that one, so there's gonna be a lot of dash cam footage in that. Oh, So that was our first trip, and it was great. I'm trying not to talk too much about it because there's a lot of it in video, and hopefully those videos will be uploaded as soon as they're done. But I have some other shit I need to work on first. So, we'll get back and forth. Then there's the second trip. The second trip, which I have not said anything about, and do not, sadly, have any footage or pictures I can really show you guys. I might have one or two. I'll have to ask Bubs. I think they're on his phone. But this is another thing. I'm sorry. I burped and it was all bad. There was a trip that we had planned on for months. We got tickets for this trip in fucking May. We were ready for this shit the day it was announced. And the souvenirs I have from this trip, one is actually it's a t-shirt. I got a t-shirt. It's in the wash right now. The other is not here yet. I had to order it. So I'm gonna stop burying the lead and tell you what happened. Several months ago, Sango, Bubs, and I bought tickets to go to a show that would not be here until a few days ago. And today is the 19th, so it's on the 16th. We had been preparing for this for months. We were excited about this. This is one of the major, not all the reasons, but one of the many reasons that Sango was like, I have to go to Louisiana. Like, this is the thing. We got to do this. Because on the 16th, Moonhorse, Sango, and Bubs piled in a car, went to New Orleans, and saw Ninja Sex Party live. And it was everything I ever hoped it to be. There were minor caveats that I didn't get done, but most of it was amazing. It was incredible. Also, this was the second time I've pulled Sango into a weird concert in New Orleans, and she's never done anything like that. And I was like, no, you have to. It's amazing. We got to do this. And even though it was a Ninja Sex Party concert, and everybody, who knows stuff about Game Grumps and all that kind of stuff is like, it's going to be like a bunch of the fans. And it's like, yes, but this is also New Orleans. So there was one shockingly intoxicated woman who was way into invading everybody's personal space. And it was really creepy. But she eventually got, pulled out by her husband. They're like, we're going. And they just left. It was weird. And Sango was like, what the fuck was that? And I was like, welcome to New Orleans. That's just going to happen. I guarantee you're going to see that a lot more. And yeah, there was. I don't know how it is at other concerts that Ninja Sex Party has done, but I know exactly how shit was going to go down in New Orleans. I knew that, one, I was really glad there was no rain in the future, because New Orleans floods like that. The pumps suck and things just go underwater, and we were worried about that because they said there might be rain, and we rounded the corner to go to the theater. That's at the Joy Theater on Canal. And when we saw the bus, I remember telling Sango, it's just like, I hope it doesn't rain because that motherfucker will never make it out of the city. If it floods, you're fucked. That's all there is to it. Unless you've got a really big truck, no. Shit just goes underwater. And it'll clear up a couple hours later, or maybe even a couple days later, depending on how bad it is. But mostly it's just like, yeah, no, you gotta stop. You're just gonna have to wait. And we were laughing about that and just joking about it in line, and we talked to a couple other people. But yeah, it was like, well, I guess, I think they're in a hotel around here. I guess they could just walk if it floods. I mean, it's like, I think that was somebody in line that said that, or Sango said that. I can't remember exactly. And I was like, don't walk through standing water in New Orleans, dude. Don't. You don't know what the fuck you're going to get. It's always dirty. It's disgusting. One time my aunt went to visit my cousin. He lives in New Orleans. And they got caught by a random small flash flood. And they decided to walk back to his apartment. It was only a couple blocks away. And y'all, it didn't look anything that was bad in the water. But when, like, the next day, my aunt's legs from, like, halfway down her shin all the way to her feet. She wasn't wearing, like, sandals or anything. They look bruised. They look like somebody had just beaten the shit out of her legs with a bat. And that's that shit that's in that water. There ain't no telling what the fuck's in that water. So, yeah, there was like a thing that we were joking about, and it was like, yeah, no, I wouldn't walk in that water. I don't give a fuck how tough you are. Don't fucking walk in New Orleans water. It's disgusting. That's how you get diseases. That is exactly how you get diseases. Don't fucking do it. It's really gross. I love New Orleans, but it is disgusting. I cannot fucking lie about that. And yeah, we kind of saw that with the Joy Theater. There were way more people than I thought there were going to be. We were like way in the back, sadly. I really wanted to get up close to the stage, but we just couldn't. There was just too many people. But yeah, speaking of the concert, and like, yeah, I don't know how it goes in a bunch of other places, but there were like some great moments where, like, you know, they always do that thing where it's just like, we love you, and some guy's like, I love you too, and they fucking call him out. But of course, my favorite of all of this was the drunk guy. As the night progressed onward, people got drunker and drunker because there were not just one open bar. No, this is fucking New Orleans. There were two in the same goddamn building. And we're on Canal Street, so we're in the French Quarter. Which means people did not just come to this concert, they probably showed up already fucked up. Because that's what you do. And it was quite a show. My favorite part, again, was not the guy like, I love you, Dan, and him being like, I love you too. My favorite part is and I saw that they heard it too, as my favorite thing. I hope somebody got it on video. I really, really hope somebody got it on video. Is there some guy, like, maybe 10 feet away from me, and they... What the fuck was the part of the concert? They said some shit. There was like a lull in, like, between songs, and Danny was saying something. There's like this lull in conversation. It gets quiet for a second, and this dude 10 feet away from me in a drunken rage just screams, "Show us your dick!" And people start laughing, and I could tell, like, you just kind of, the look that kind of passed over his face, and like, he heard it. Like, don't acknowledge it, but you heard it. It's like, that's gonna happen. This is New Orleans. You're gonna hear that kind of shit. Just nod and smile. Don't instigate the man. So it was a great show nonetheless. We had a fucking kick-ass time. The hotel sucked on this trip. These people, oh my god. So I did the same thing I did last time. I booked at this place. We didn't stay in New Orleans. We stayed in this town about midway between where I live and where Bubs lives, because that midway point is also a junction that leads right into New Orleans. So he lives south of New Orleans. Thibodeau is south of New Orleans, and where I am is actually north. But they have this one particular junction where the twin span starts. We didn't take the twin span, because the twin span fucking sucks. It's great for tourists. It's fucking horrible if you live here. So we met up there, and I was like, we'll get a hotel here. We'll meet here. We'll take Bubs' car, because he's got a little 4-seat Mazda. We couldn't all fit in the war rig. And I was like, we'll just go that way. I was like, okay, everybody's in agreement. That's what we're going to do. It's all good. Cool. So that's what we do. We all pile into the car, and off we go. We make it to this place. Well, you know, we meet up at this place. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm thinking of the concert. And I had figured one night. All we need is one night. Go to the concert that day. Stay here in the midway point. Everybody goes home the next day. One night's not bad. Looked it up on the internet. They're like $90. Okay, everybody shells in about 30. Boom, easy, no problem. We can afford $30. $30 isn't bad. So we show up, and I'm like, yeah, we're checking in. I got a reservation. And the lady working the desk is like, sure, okay. And it's like, yeah, is this your name? I was like, yeah, I'm motherfucking Moonhorse, man. What's up? And she's like, okay, so it's 90. And I was like, yeah, we're going to all split it. So it'll be 30 for each of us. And she's like, okay. And there's also a $100 deposit. What? I was like, well, yeah, there's a $100 deposit. You didn't say $100 deposit on that website. You didn't say $100 deposit on any of the paperwork I signed. And she's like, well, that's just how we do business, sir. And I was like, well, you ain't getting no $100. That's not going to happen. Like, we agreed on 90. You agreed, I agreed, everybody agreed, $90. I am not giving you $100 just because now you decided you want it. You should have said that from the beginning. That was not part of the agreement. And she's like, well, that's how we do it. And I was like, well, then you need to cancel my booking. I'm not staying here if that's what you're going to do. That was underhanded, and it's not fucking cool. It was really shitty. And I'm kind of pissed off about this. She's like, well, let me talk to the manager. And she goes off and talks to the manager and comes back. And surprise, surprise, we can waive the $100. I'm like, oh, so that was just an extortion fee. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I get it. That's pretty shitty of you, but thanks. Also, as an aside, I'm going to fucking name drop him. It was Quality Inn. It was Quality Inn, and there wasn't no quality about it. The fucking room sucked. The room sucked. They had more amenities than the place we were. The place we did stay at didn't have. The place we stayed at in Thibodaux didn't have a coffee maker in the room. However, the one in Thibodaux was also under renovation. They were slowly renovating each part of the building, so they were taking stuff out and renovating it. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt on that. They were also super polite. When we checked in, they called our room to make sure that everything was okay, and if we didn't like it, they would change our room free of charge, no problem. I didn't have a problem with it. I mean, yeah, it was kind of sucked there wasn't a coffee maker in the room, but there was literally a coffee shop across the street from where we were staying, so fuck it, I'm okay with this. I can live. Quality Inn had a coffee maker with some of the weakest, nastiest coffee I ever had. It was gross. They also had one of those built-in hair dryers. It's on the wall. And the cord was covered in mold. The beds sucked. They were really uncomfortable. The refrigerator, there was a mini fridge and a microwave in the room, neither of which looked like they had been cleaned. I had to fight with some of the lamps to get them to turn on. I had to fix their fucking lamps. Like, some of the shit wasn't plugged in right, so it had to be reset. It was bad. Like, it was pretty bad. So this wasn't worth $90. I feel like I got ripped off. So fuck you, Quality Inn. That was really shitty. To try and charge me $100 after the fact. And I mean, I was talking to a couple of people about this, and they're like, wait, they wanted you to pay a down payment of $100 while you're there? And I was like, yeah, I already signed, we agreed on 90, the total was 90, I'm there. And they're like, well, no, the down payment is what you do before you get there so that you don't back out of the booking, or if you do, they don't lose money. What exactly were they... I mean, the only thing I can figure is they thought that if I paid them a down payment or something, that, like, we would definitely, like, come back. Like, we were checking in, so... Well, look... Not for nothing, dude, but one, I'm already paying you. And two, I'm going to come back. All my shit is in your room. I want my shit back. So, yeah, I'm going to come back. Duh. It was really fucking bullshit. It pissed me off. I was really mad. So, no, I won't be staying there again. Motel 6 out of Thibodaux, on the other hand. Highly recommend. If for some reason you ever got to go to Thibodaux, talk to them people. They're really fucking nice. I talked to the desk manager. She's a really nice lady. I didn't get her name, but she apparently is bringing this place up and renovating everything. It's really fucking cool. Really, really nice place. Quality in Laplace, however, because that's where we were. Laplace. Spelled Laplace. Fuck that place, man. That place sucked. That was shit. That was the worst part of the trip. The concert was great. I almost forgot. Leaving the concert, we did not get to meet Ninja Sex Party, which sucks. I'm so used to a P-Lander Z show where you just get to hang out with the band afterwards that I was kind of disappointed. But then I have to remember, like, normal concerts don't do that. P-Lander Z is just really, really fucking awesome. So, I will say this, and this is a controversial statement, and some of you who are listening to this who might be lovelies and really, really like Ninja Sex Party and Game Grumps, I will say this. You're going to get mad at me. However, Ninja Sex Party's show was very good. P-Lander Z is better. Their shows are just better. That's all I'm saying. They're fucking... I get to, like... You interact with them more. That's all I'm saying. So, I'm sorry if I actually get to shake hands with the people who were on stage, even if it's only for a second. Bonus points in my book. I realize that's a little unrealistic, but, you know, hey, I have unrealistic standards. Fuck it. P-Lander Z is just better. So, yeah, we didn't get to meet them, but we did have a weirdly magical experience after the concert. And I'm going to pause this for 1 second, because I need a drink, and then I will tell you the magical story of what happened after the concert. It didn't pause. Okay, sorry about that, kids. Moon Daddy had to go pop another bottle. That sounds really wrong. I'm sorry I said that as soon as I said it. I'm into the wine now, because fuck it. Ooh. Whew. Alright, so like I said, we had an experience after the concert. Didn't have anything to do with Ninja Sex Party, but it was oddly reminiscent of them, because Dan once told several stories about, those of you who've seen these episodes are really funny. Look up the stuff about, "Excuse me," and, "Bitch, I don't know your life," and shit like that. That was really funny. So we had a moment like that. So we went to this racetrack that's on the way back. Not that we needed fuel, because Bub's car has amazing gas mileage. I'm jealous of that aspect alone. Like, it's cool that you have 4 seats. It's cool you have better gas mileage than me. But you're also not my truck, so I don't like that. So we stopped there, because Bubs is like, I'm kind of hungry. And I'm like, yeah, man, I could get something to drink, or get some, you know, some cheap gas station food just for the night, so that, you know, tomorrow morning we'll get breakfast or whatever, because everybody's got to go. Don't want to spend no big money on a heavy meal. Also, it's like 1:30 in the morning. So, racetrack is open, because racetrack is always open. And we go in, and this is what happens in this series of events. So first we're pulling in, going around the front of the building, and coming out of one of the pumps, we nearly get hit by a car, because this guy's just going, he's not looking. My favorite part is we didn't just nearly get hit by a car who wasn't paying attention. We nearly got hit by a marked NOPD cruiser who was not paying attention. The police almost hit us, and then they were just like, okay, and drove off. There were no lights, there was no siren, there was no emergency. He just was not looking. So the cops almost ran into us, and then they were just like, fuck it, and they left. Which should have been an indicator for what was going to happen next. So we find a parking spot way down on the other end of this fucking lot. And as we're getting out, there's like a subdivision, like the small apartment complex kind of subdivision behind the racetrack, and the people who own the racetrack built like a little concrete walking path that goes to the subdivision and back, I guess so they could get their business. So they just kind of like connected the two. Makes sense. Apparently, this guy got into a fight with his wife or girlfriend or something, and she had put him out, and he's on the curve on the other end of the parking lot, out by the highway. And she is where we are, right next to this little walking path, and is screaming at him. Is just yelling, come get your motherfucking stuff out this room. I'm done with your fucking ass. Get over here. And he's just, fuck you. Fuck you. And they're just yelling back and forth. And it's just like, okay, time to go in the store. And as we're going in the store, there's a cop coming out of the store. And he's NOPD because they have those really light blue shirts. You know them as soon as you see them. That's an NOPD officer. We're in New Orleans. That's an NOPD cop. He's walking out of the store holding a coffee. And you can still hear them from the door screaming at each other, fuck you, motherfucker, no, fuck you, back and forth across this parking lot. And I made this comment to the cop. I just kind of like pointed backwards, like just kind of thumbed backwards, and was like, hey, a little bit of a domestic disturbance, huh? And I swear to God, this cop, without saying, he didn't say words specifically. He just kind of looked at me, and in a fucking reaction that I would give, looks me right in the face and just goes, ha ha, and keeps fucking walking. And it's like, I've done that move. It's weird seeing it done to you. Especially when you know it's something important. I have done that move specifically. I did that shit in high school whenever somebody would be like, you have to do whatever. And I'd just be like, ha, and keep fucking going like nothing ever happened. This guy just did that, except he's a cop. And that's literally his job. But he was like, no fucks given, and just kept going. It's like, alright, well, this is New Orleans, I guess, so, okay. I'm not gonna fucking question it. I don't even care anymore. Though, after that, we get all our stuff from the store, and we go back to this horrible hotel room. It sucks. I said that already, but the thing that pissed me off about that also is the lady said that, we start serving breakfast the next day. Okay? Cool. She's like, we start at 5 in the morning. Uh-huh. We don't stop till 11. Right, checkout's at 11. We have to be up earlier than that. Sango's like, we can get breakfast there. We're like, yeah, we'll be up like 8 something. Shit, I'll be up at 7. I got a shower and all that good stuff. So we get up at 7, 8, hit the breakfast thing for 9, have all our stuff packed by 10, checked out before 11 even comes around the corner. Bubs has to leave early because he had to go to work. So he gets up at 8, he's gone by 8:30. We're up. I'm up just as he's getting up and all at the same time. Okay, no problem. Get my shit together. Ready to go. I hop in the shower. Sango wakes up not long after that and is like, she needs to shower. And I was like, cool, yeah, I'm going to go check this breakfast thing. At this point, it's barely 9 o'clock. I was like, I'm going to go see what the situation is with the breakfast thing. So I throw on some clothes. Got my brand new Ninja Sex Party t-shirt. I'm feeling cool, right? Just stroll on down the fucking thing. It's like, this trip's been pretty rough with this hotel, but hey, maybe they'll save it. They'll bring on that good breakfast and bring that, the good food. They got them omelets, got the good stuff. Motherfucking breakfast bar is closed. And I'm like, what the fuck, man? Y'all said you don't stop till like 11. And there's a different person working the desk. It's like, oh no, we stop at 8. Oh. Well, fuck. So, no. Quality Inn earned no points with me because they just kept fucking me over at every turn. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm fucking done. Whatever. I just want to get my shit together and get the hell out of here. I'm really glad that some of the food I had bought the night before, I just wasn't feeling up to eating. I've been a little sick from time to time. So I was like, I'm just going to eat my little croissant in a bag that I found at a gas station, which is probably going to make me sicker because it's a croissant in a bag I found at a gas station. But, it was like $2 and I'm broke, so fuck it. So yeah, that was my breakfast. Thanks for the free breakfast, guys. Super cool. Whatever. Oh, fucking no. I'm just done. So that was the Ninja Sex Party tour. It was great. The hotel sucked, but everything they did was amazing. We really wanted to, in fact, the Joy Theater gets like a special super thank you from me, because the people who were there were really nice. Not just the people who worked there, but also the people who were attending the concert. They were all really nice, really polite, really cool. Except for that one guy who told Danny to show us his dick, but, honestly, the only way I can say that this show would have been better than P-Lander Z's show is if he actually did, because who the fuck would believe that? It would be one of those things where it's just like, if there was a rule about no recording, so no phones, no cameras, no nothing, and then he did that, he could immediately be like, and no one will ever believe any of you. And we wouldn't. Because who the fuck would believe that? You're just like, no, we went to fucking see them. He whipped his dick out on stage. Like, no, he didn't. You fucking liar. So, keep that in mind, other people who decide to go to venues. You could probably do that shit and no one would believe you, because in this age of technology, if it's not on video or picture, no one believes it. So word of mouth don't mean shit. It was It was a pretty good show, though. We did, like, we were waiting around outside because we were hoping they would, like, oh man, maybe they'll come out and we get to, like, meet them and hang out and stuff. And we said that because we're standing next to this, it's like a ticket counter, but I had to talk to them before because I'd forgotten I had this little bitty utility knife in my jacket. It was like maybe an inch long. And I keep it just in case I need to cut something. It's a fucking tool. It's a little tool knife. It doesn't mean shit. But they're like, no, you can't have anything like that at all. But this is South Louisiana, and I grew up in first in Cajun country and then just regular country. So yes, everyone has a weapon. That's just kind of a thing. Because when I had to check it in, Sango was like, I can't believe you've forgotten that was in your jacket. And I was like, dude, I'm not going to be the only one. And sure enough, I wasn't when I went to pick it up. This lady had a literal fucking basket. And was just like picking them out. I was like, this one? Is it this one? Is it this one? And I was like, no, man. So we just went back and forth, but eventually I got it back. And the lady working the window was like super nice. And she called us over after we were waiting for a while. And we were waiting for like 30 minutes, I think. And she was like, they're not going to come out for a couple hours. Like, I have their schedule, and that's just not going to be a thing. She's like, not till like 3 or 4 in the morning. It's like, oh, dude, we can't do that. Bubs has to be at work at 8, so, well, 9. But, yeah. And it's like, fuck, dude. And she's like, yeah, I'm sorry. It sucks. I know you guys really wanted to meet him. That really sucks. I'm sorry. And I was like, nah, man, it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. And she's like, well, here, and gave us suckers. Like, she's just like, you can't meet the band, but have some suckers. And I was like, that's really fucking nice of you, dude. It's like, that's really fucking sweet. So yeah, I like the Joy Theater. I think I'd hang out there more often. And that being said, if this information ever does get around to someone who knows someone who knows someone who might know Ninja Sex Party, seriously, book the Joy Theater again. They were an absolute treasure. I mean, just really fucking nice, and they didn't have to be. So, yeah, that was super cool. They were super nice. Anywho, that was also the place we learned the best parking, because the last time we went to New Orleans, you gotta pay to park anywhere in the French Quarter. That's just the thing. We got screwed because we went to like the mall, and the mall's parking prices went up, but we went to this lot. So we're going to the Joy Theater, and it's like they don't have parking. They're just a theater. They're like a theater that was built in the 1920s, so everything's on the street. It's like, okay, so we found this lot, and they're like, yeah, this is a parking lot, and I was like, cool. And they're like, seems cheap, so let's stop here. It said $5. I thought it was $5 an hour, and they're like, nah, man, 5 is for 6 hours. Get the fuck out of here. I'm like, yeah, no, you give us $5, we set it up, and, you know, you're here at, like, this time. Yeah, you're good till, like, 7 in the morning, though. You're probably not going to be here till then, but it doesn't matter, so you can just leave. Oh, yeah, this is where we're parking every time we come here again. This is fuck yes. Yes, everything yes. So, that was pretty goddamn cool. So, yeah, it was a pretty good trip. That's what we've been doing. There's been a lot of stuff I've had to do. Today I edited another of the Thibodeau videos. There were, like I said, I think there's about 4 of them. I only got through about 2. But the second one, because it's a bunch of video and not a bunch of audio, like the podcast, took about 4.5 hours to render. So I have no idea how long it's going to take to upload. I hope it'll be not nearly as bad, but, you know, whatever, we'll find out. It's not ready. A bunch of this stuff's not ready. I have a bunch of other stuff I've been working on, but, as for the neckbeard stuff, I've gotten a lot of requests from you guys to read neckbeard neckbeard content, posts and stories and everything with Sango and Bub, so everybody does voices. We didn't get around to recording anything like that yet, and I will explain why. It's not that we don't want to, but at the very end of our Thibodeau trip, Um, we were getting ready to leave, and Sango got really sick. Apparently, there's some kind of stomach bug going around. Uh, like, so much so that she was, like, feeling woozy, but we went to a couple of stores, and it's like, it won't be that bad. And she's like, no, I'm out of it. I'm not feeling so great. And I was like, oh, it'll be okay. We'll take care of stuff. We went to Bubs' house, and she was like, I think I'm going to throw up. And I was like, yeah, that's bad. Yeah, and then we got back here, and I think she slept for like a day and a half, just on and off with stomach sickness. And then Bubs got it, and then I got it, and yeah, it's something going around because like that was another reason we hung near the back of the theater when we saw Ninja Sex Party. It's like sometimes there's a bathroom over there, and it might be a thing. And yeah, it was kind of a thing, and apparently we weren't the only ones, because there was a large group of us that seemed to hang around the back an inordinate amount, not just because there's a bar there. And she had said something, Sango said something about, like, yeah, this is a good place just in case, one of us gets sick, and someone else during the show was like, you guys have that stomach thing? And I was like, yeah, and I was like, we got it too. And I was like, oh, good, it's going around, cool. And then my mom told me the other day when she went to work. She works at a medical office somewhere in like Hammond. So I know where it is. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, she works at a medical office, and it's just like, yeah, all of our patients have it. And I was like, oh, cool. I need to at some point tell you guys stories about Moonhorse's parents. They're quite interesting people who have a lot of very strange, interesting stories. Holy crap, you guys. I just happened to turn around in my office. Do I have a camera? I need a camera. I need like a good camera. Tablet, you have a shitty camera, but we're going to try anyway. There is what we call them mosquito hawks down here. They look like big mosquitoes. I'm going to try and get a picture of it. Not that a mosquito hawk is an amazing thing, and, everybody needs to see them. You can look them online. It's an albino. He's completely white. Don't move, don't move, don't move, don't move. Shh, don't move. Don't move. Holy crap. Holy crap. Take a couple pictures of them. Wow, if I forget to put these in the video, I'm going to put them on some other social media stuff, but that is crazy. I saw something flying around. I thought it was a moth. I just now really got to look at it. Yeah, he's completely white. Fly, little guy. I don't know how you got in here, but fly. Oh boy. So yeah, it was a hell of a trip. And we did some stuff. We got some video. We did some stuff that I still need to edit. We did tell some stories. But yes, the neckbeard stories where we all do voices, we do want to do those. I talked to both Bubs and Sango about you guys' comments and how you're like super into that. And they're just like, yes, we should totally do that. And I was like, I'll fucking script them if I have to. I'll write a goddamn script. I'll read a neckbeard story and write a motherfucking script to go with it if I have to. I want to do that. Bubs just messaged me. Yeah, I just sent him the picture of the mosquito hawk, and I was like, yeah, he's an albino mosquito hawk. I'm amazed by this. Like, how the hell did you get in my office, little guy? Wow, that's got to be rare. I mean, he is white, like as white as the fucking framework around my AC unit. So I've never seen one like that. I'm sorry, I'm a little fascinated. But yeah, we're definitely gonna do it. It may not be we wanted to do that while we were in Thibodeau, but we just didn't get a chance. And then we wanted to do it again the night after the concert, but Bubs is like, I gotta be up and at work at 9. So I was like, yeah, we're never gonna we just need to go home or to the crappy hotel and go to bed. So yeah, it didn't work out. But we're going to do it even if we have to do it through internet. But on that front, I have some news. Some amazing news, which actually will change some shit. So I have been tinkering with OBS, the recording software. There's a version of it for Linux, and it can record multiple channels, multiple audio channels. It's going to take some configuring, but I think when we do the neckbeard stuff, we'll be able to direct record Songo and Bubs instead of just using a microphone setup. Now, I have to use a microphone setup like that when I'm in my office because the computer I used to record that on is a small laptop, and it's not exactly the newest one. I mean, it's fine for what I'm doing, but when I have to bring other people in, it gets a little more complicated. The desktop, on the other hand, can do it perfectly. So there's another reason I bring up OBS. First, to talk about the fact that we'll be able to do that, and secondly, to talk about our, right now, my personal favorite contributor to this show. Contributor makes it sound like he wrote, his neckbeard post. That's not true. He's a patron. Patron? Is it patron, or do you call them Patreons? I don't know. It's fucking weird. Anyway, someone from Patreon who's like super big into the show and is like really awesome. Goes by the name Enigma Naboo, who did some pretty fucking cool shit for us very recently. And we're going to get some stuff out of this, some weird shit. So, Enigma Naboo sent a present to your friend Moonhorse, and I am now in possession of a capture card, which means I can capture video from my PS3. I have also, thanks to Songo, recently come into possession of a Nintendo Wii, but it's not the HD kind, so it doesn't work with the capture card. I have to get a different one for that. That's fine, because I own like maybe 3 Wii games at most right now. I have a lot more stuff on PS3. Let's start with that. So we're going to record some stuff on that as soon as possible, which I really want to do with you guys, because there's a lot of weird stuff I do when it comes to video games. But I have to tell you the story of the capture card. Enigma Naboo doesn't even know this, so if you're listening to this, this is the story of the capture card. So I have all the HD cables to plug into this thing, right? And I'm like, okay, we'll put it right here next to the laptop. Put the laptop in the room, right next to, because none of that stuff's in the office. All of this was being set up and tested in my actual room, in my house. So it's like, cool, let's test this shit, see what happens. The laptop won't run OBS because it's old. Okay. Does the desktop? Yes, it does. And I'm looking at the little paper that came with it, and they're like, you run OBS, and then you get VLC to run all the capture stuff, and that's how you get it, and then it goes. I was like, okay. Problem. The desktop is about, I'd have to say about 6 feet from where the consoles and television are. This will not work. But then I remember my stepfather, when we were cleaning out his house, had a USB extender, and I grabbed it. And I was like, okay, well, maybe if I put that extender... I've never opened it. It was all tied up with, like, strings. Not strings. It's little... We always call them bread ties. I don't know what the fuck they're actually called. Little pieces of wire wrapped in plastic that you tie the bread bag closed with. So I had 2 of those holding it bound together, so it was all, like, coiled up and bound up. Okay. I have 3 extenders. My thought process was, if I have to run some kind of weird chain, let's see if it'll reach. Well, I didn't have to do that, because for some reason, my stepfather owned a 7.5-foot USB extension cable. I don't know why he did, but I'm very happy he did. I don't even know where you get a 7.5-foot USB extension cable, But I tell you what, it works. And I know this because first thing, it needs power. So you have to plug it in, and when the power comes on, your feed, while both the HD cables are plugged into the box and into the machine and the TV respectively, then you get signal to the TV. Well, I'm getting signal to the TV. Okay, cool. VLC is just like, I don't see nothing. Okay. VLC, why don't you see anything? And it's like, I don't know, you don't have a capture card. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Alright, so I start going through their papers again, and the stuff for Linux is really minimalistic at best, because it usually is. And it's just like, yeah, you gotta do this, and then you do use OBS to run a screen capture. Screen capture? What? Yeah, it records the whole screen, and VLC is what, puts the video in. Why don't I just add the video card as a source on OBS? No, you have to run it through VLC. I'm going to try and run it through OBS. It works. So, the only problem with it is, for some reason, the card does not port game audio out. There's probably something in OBS that I can do to fix that, because it sees it as an audio source, but it won't port anything out of it. So obviously the card's trying to port audio out, but it's not getting to the proper program. I'm not 100% worried about that for this reason. For those of you who have never uploaded recorded games onto YouTube, let me tell you something. One thing YouTube does not like is if you have music. Because fucking hell, they hate that shit. And they will take your shit down the minute they hear anything that even vaguely sounds copyrighted. So, as much as it sucks not to be able to have all the video game sounds in the background, they kind of will be there, but not directly ported. Yeah, on the other hand, that might work out for the best. Because, wow, that's some bullshit. So, I don't want to deal with YouTube's copyright shit. I've dealt with it in the past when I actually did have like a small gaming channel. And we did like a really, really funny episode of like a really weird, funny indie game. And YouTube was like, that game has a song in it and you can't upload it. The band who wrote the song said it's cool for the game and uploaders to use it. Yeah, well, fuck you. Alright, YouTube, thanks. Okay, cool. God, I hate you. Just, fine, whatever, let it go, who cares? Yeah, so, while there will be video capture, all the audio capture will be done as it is right now on a laptop with a microphone. I may not be playing with other people. It may just be me playing video games and talking nonsense to you guys. I'm okay with it if you are. So, it's just, yeah, just to, like, I'll probably reiterate that when I actually do start recording games, but that is kind of a thing. It's going to be that way unless I record directly from, like, my computer. Also, the audio is probably going to sound a little different because I can't record that shit in the studio. It has to be done on my personal computer. So, and speaking of personal computer, it has a new name. I did say that because, I believe it was Enigma Naboo who suggested this name as well, because I did a Patreon thing, like if you contribute to Patreon, you contribute the most, by the end of the month, you get to name whatever the new OS is, and basically the name of my computer from that point on. Well, I lost my operating system on more than one occasion, and I got it reset, but in that, it's like, we need a new name for your computer. Enigma Naboo said that I need to name the computer, because at the time I was reading a bunch of Sonichu shit, the Quick Box, the CWC box. Well, at the time I called it QuickBox 64 because it was a 64-bit operating system. Now I've changed it. It is the QuickBox Reborn. From the ashes comes absolute insanity. QuickBox Reborn. So fuck it. Yeah, it still works. It's great. So that's a lot of updating and a lot of, where the hell has Moonhorse been? The answer is fucking everywhere. And does any of it make any kind of remote sense? No. There might... I don't know that there will be. I'm actually trying. I'm actually working on a bunch of different projects right now. So there might be a lull in the episodes of the Turn a Gundam series. Turn a Gundam, I'm sorry. Because I've just been really fucking busy lately and I haven't been able to record shit. So I'm going to try to finish it as soon as I can. I don't know when I'm going to be able to. I'm actually really behind on some other projects that I said I would do. And that's because, like, a bunch of shit happened at once. I had set aside multiple days to do a lot of work. And then everybody got sick, so, you know, what are you going to do? I actually, immediately after I had the stomach flu, whatever the fuck it is, that made me sick for about 48 hours. As that's going away, I had something I haven't had in a long time, which is another one of my severe allergy attacks. The point where, like, I'm so congested I can't breathe out of my nose, period. And I had to, like, take a bunch of medicine and shit, but I had to take the hardcore allergy medicine that has all the decongestants, but at the same... Whoa, excuse me. At the same time, it puts your ass to sleep for several hours, so... Yeah, I lost a few days because I was just sick, and there's nothing I could do about it, so... But I'm getting back. I'm okay. I'm getting back to work. I'm getting a lot of stuff done. So, there will be, you know, more stuff in the future here. Moonhorse didn't forget about you guys. I've just been really fucking out of it. I also want to do something, because I've been adding images, you guys have probably seen, mostly still images, because I know a lot of people who read stuff on YouTube tend to have like little animations and stuff like that. I try not to do that because I know that a lot of people who listen to people read stories are basically just doing it like a podcast or like an audiobook. You're not really looking at the monitor, or if you are, you're not looking at the tab where I'm talking. You're probably like doing work or doing something else on the internet or playing games. I mean, I used to listen to Smodcast and play video games all the time, so I don't really have... Sometimes I'll put a still image, but a lot of, like, especially the podcast, I don't have an image. I don't have anything that I could just stick there to fill, like, space. So I was thinking about, like, I can't draw for shit. Everybody knows that. If anybody wants to, like, draw pictures, I mean, I know Misadventurous Toasted a bunch, but those are also like title cards. You guys see those all the time. But if anybody else wants to draw pictures of just anything Moonhorse related, I'll alternate them from time to time and just stick them on there, and they'll be on the episode just through the whole... Not really like a slideshow. I'll just do like 1 or 2 per episode. Mostly 1, because it's really easy to just kind of stretch one over a clip. I'm lazy, come on. So... Yeah, actually, if you guys want to do that, then cool. If you don't think that would be a good addition, like you don't want me to put up pictures for the podcast at all, I just, don't worry about it. I won't do it. But if you do, if you want your, like, weird fan art or something put up there, and, like a call out to your art stuff, fuck it, I'll do it. I kind of feel bad that I didn't actually have, like, an option for you guys, where it's just like, it's just a blank screen all the time, and just like, I kind of feel bad that it is that, and I don't have a lot of the other stuff. I could do, like a lot of channels do whenever they do the reading of, like, weird stories and stuff, where you take screen caps of the stories and then break them down into parts, but it takes a lot longer to do that when it comes to editing, and I try to get stories done as soon as possible, especially when there's like multiple chapters, so you guys can get them as fast as possible, so I'm not spending forever putting weird little shiny bits and shit on it. Video is a different thing, obviously, but yeah, I just kind of assume that everybody does kind of like how I did it, where you're not really looking at the screen, you're more or less just listening to it like an audiobook or a podcast, and not really, you don't really care what's on the screen. Obviously, like I said, I've done that for a couple, but if you guys want to, like, send in, like, oh, I drew a goofy picture of Moonhorse, and it's like, yeah, okay, you have a DeviantArt or some shit, this is what it is, cool. And that's what's going to be in the episode. I don't have a problem doing that. But if you don't want to, like, if nobody likes that idea, then, fuck it, who cares? That's the whole point of this show, is it's just like, whatever happens, happens, who gives a shit? So, yeah, I just thought I'd throw that out there. I don't know. I mean, fuck. I just don't want you guys to feel like you don't have an option. It doesn't matter to me either way. I just want you guys to be like, hey, I drew a thing. Can you do a thing? Sure. Or if you're like, don't do a thing, like, okay. Who cares? It's just, it's all fun. The whole thing's fun. But anyway, I actually do have some more weird recordings I need to do tonight. For a new series that's coming soon. You'll see it. I don't want to spoil anything. It is kind of a big deal. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of this and get to work. So, thanks everybody for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I do have a Patreon. If you want me to talk about you on this show, or, just bug you about weird shit, say something. But I do it more on Patreon. Because Patreon. Nothing rhymes with Patreon. Satreon? Vaporeon? I don't know. I'm getting distracted. Anyway, I need to go. So, this has been fun. And hopefully I'll have more stuff for you guys very soon. I love you all. Goodbye.